This may ruffle some feathers, but you'll get over it. Homophobic people always jump out the window screaming that film straight men are gay and mask straight women are lesbian. Let me tell you something big. So let's talk about pure masculinity and pure femininity and where it came from, allegedly. So hell yeah, we'll have to go all the way back to Adam and Eve. Then again, allegedly, Lily was supposed to actually be the original first bitch alive. You know, the first queen alive in Rabionic literature. But I digress. If Adam and Eve really existed, honey, then should they be the perfect examples of pure masculinity and pure femininity, don't you think? First of all, Adam was the first man to ever exist, right? Created and molded into what had to be the most beautiful, sexy, cool, a big butt and a big BBC. Woo! Anyway, which means he was the first man to ever exist. So that means he should have divine masculinity, right? Because anybody that came after him was just scraps. Besides the queens and gays and stuff, but we'll talk about that later. And it makes sense once you think about it because he was the only man created from the source. Anybody else after that had to be consensual or non-consensual sex and were made. So his masculinity had to be divine, right? He was the only man not born of woman. So the insecure men, gay or straight, that deal with toxic masculinity and toxic femininity of today that is rooted in patriarchy of the gender norms that men and women are allegedly supposed to follow and act like he did not have to deal with. Adam did not have to deal with those things. Now Eve, on the other hand, bigger relatively speaking, back to Eve, dog. Originally being the second big, the first woman to ever exist, to be created and designed to be equal to her husband, Adam, and to not even have had an original thought in her mind just to do what a nigga say and follow his rules and all that beautiful bullshit. That's why I see why the feminists, literally probably was the first feminist to ever exist. Anyway, Eve came directly from Adam, so wouldn't that mean she was made instead of created because she came directly from a man? And you know, in science that's not possible. But anyway, we could come back to that later. So would that mean she would have divine masculinity and sacred femininity because she was allegedly the first woman to ever be created? So would she have the perfect balance of both? Eve was the first woman ever created, so as women and mothers are supposed to be the closest beings to God's heart, why wouldn't her femininity be sacred? Through time, eons, and centuries, their offspring made it what it is today. Toxic. So when another man tries to argue you down about your femininity and you a man too, you tell him, bitch, so do you. You were made, not created, just like me, bitch. Truth is that some of these men that y'all call real men can't even fathom having even an inkling of bitch in them. But you do, sweetheart. When a woman tries to argue you down about having feminine tendencies and berating you about trying to be like her, you tell her, bitch, why would I try to be like you? You would deny your divine masculine tendencies. I would want to be like the original Eve, to have the perfect balance of both. So no, sweetie, you were made just like me, not created. Sat down somewhere. I mean, she would be the one to aspire to. The bitch after her would be, having to be mimicking her, right? And as much as y'all talk about wearing Eve out, I need to, be on her side for a minute, because y'all talking about going to heaven and dragging her, honey. Bitch, she probably got hands, bitch. No. Anyway, I just had to say that because it was something I talked about yesterday with my sister and stuff, and it made a lot of sense to me. It's just my theory. I don't know if it's accurate or totally right or anything like that. It's just something to think about, because wouldn't we want to aspire to want to be the perfect balance? And even though we're imperfect, we should aspire to at least want to be the best version of ourselves as possible. So stop getting out here making people feel bad for simply expressing themselves, and let your kids do so as well. Let them embrace themselves, because they were made too. So, yeah. Love and be loved. God damn it. Okay, y'all.